Hello friends, it's me, and today, how dirty is your soap? Let's check out style theory. Your soap won't get you clean from the style theories. Together, let's go.
Not only is it disgusting, it is also completely unexpected. Wouldn't it be ironic if this entire experiment, the mud was actually the thing that did the best cleaning, and the soap did nothing? Wouldn't that be amazing? Hello,
Oh, it's called foreshadowing.
Internet, welcome to Style Theory.
Hello Internet, welcome to style theory.
Today, you've heard of Bill Nye, but get ready for some Bill Lie. Previously on Style Theory, we did an episode dedicated to whether or not you have to wash your legs in the shower. The impetus for this was that 20% of the human population does not wash their legs because they think that the soap and water running down their bodies is enough to get themselves clean. And we found that, yeah, they actually kind of had a point. A lot of the surface dirt that we had put on ourselves as a part of the experiment was absolutely washed off and down the drain just through gravity and water and soap alone. But that prompted a lot of you in the comments to leave us follow-up questions. Specifically, just how clean are those legs? Sure, we were successfully able to get rid of all the surface stuff, all the visible dirt on our legs, but what about all the stuff that you can't see? The bacteria, the viruses, the microbes that are living and breeding all across your thighs and calves? That is the question that we're looking into today.
How effective is soap at getting your legs clean, and specifically, what style of soap is going to be best? Oh, this isn't VO Matt Pat, this is VO Stephanie. Croak
Hi,
it
Theo Stephanie.
at us, Matthew.
I'm here. I sound great.
Matthew is croaking it out after 3 days of shouting at people at VidCon, so I'm here to sub in for the moment.
It was positive shouting.
All right, so when you walk into the bath aisle at your local store and you're presented with dozens of different options, you've got your hard bars, you've got your liquid soaps, you've got your ones with added exfoliators to take off dead skin cells, and you've even got ones with added air in them because air is supposed to help get your legs clean. I don't know, it sounds like shrinkflation to me, but who knows? They're selling it as a feature rather than a bug, so maybe it works.
So that is what we're aiming to test today, my friends. We are equipped with all different forms of soap to test out what is gonna get our legs the cleanest and to
From Dove.
make sure that we're capturing all the invisible bacteria and microbes on our legs. We've got these bunch of petri dishes to see what's actually growing on there. But before we hop over into the shower, first we gotta learn a little bit about how soap works. And not just about surfactants and cat dog molecules and things like that, but how are they actually destroying the viruses and bacteria that live in our legs. Of course, when we're talking about the science of cleanliness and soap and all things chemistry, there's one person and one person only that we gotta call to the couch. And that person is Stephanie.
Oh, hi! It's me!
Oh hi, it's me.
Thank you.
What's going on here?
Graceful as ever, Stephanie. Just flop around.
Hi, let's talk about soap.
I think last time you caught us up on like soap 101.
Yes.
Can you give us like soap 201?
Yes, so where we left off last time was that soap is a cat dog molecule. It has a watery end and it has an oily end, and that helps to lift all the dirt off your legs and wash it away. So soap actually has two functions. One is a chemical function and one is a mechanical function. And what that means is that it's doing different things on your legs depending on what you're talking about living there. So for viruses, did you know that regular soap actually kills viruses,
I
right?
did not know that.
We went through the entire pandemic and you don't know that soap kills viruses?
I just do what people tell me to do.
Oh my God. So when you're talking about soap,
We went through the entire global pandemic, bro.
you've got these two ends of the molecule,
Yep.
right? You've got the oily end and the watery end. So for the oily end, that actually sticks to the outside of viruses. Viruses have what's called a phospholipid layer around it. It's basically just like an oily bubble around the virus.
Lipid means fat.
Exactly. Hey, way to go, science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Science.
So when you wash your legs with soap, that oily end actually sticks to the outside of that virus bubble and pries it open. And then the virus is naked and exposed to the world and it just immediately dies. But soap actually also has a mechanical function, and that's where things around bacteria come in. So you have a lot of bacteria just naturally living on your legs. And bacteria are actually living organisms, which means they're a lot harder to just kill than a little virus bubble. So what soap is doing when you're washing your legs is not actually killing bacteria, it's lifting it off your legs and washing it away. So when you take a shower, you're not killing bacteria, you're literally just washing them down the drain. The more you actually scrub soap into your legs, the better job you're doing it, actually getting into the oil on your skin, and the more, theoretically, that you're lifting away and actually rinsing off bacteria. When you wash.
But having said that, don't overdo it. Please don't overdo it. It can be easily misunderstood as, you know what, I'm going to and you injure yourself. Please don't.
Your hands. The reason they tell you to wash your hands for 20 seconds is because that's how long it actually takes to get through the oily layer of, residue or whatever it is on your hands.
So today, we'll be scrubbing hard and putting soap to the ultimate test. It's important to know here, now that we've all graduated from the School of Soap 201, that we're taking every precaution to get the cleanest results.
Especially when every one of us watching this video have survived the global pandemic in 2020, 2021, 2022. 3 years of global pandemic. Please, we should have learned our lessons and not make the same mistake ever again, shall we? Those who fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Please don't.
Experiment today, we'll be using products all from the same brand, Dove. Why? Well, first, to keep the ingredients as similar as possible so that we're specifically testing the form of the soap rather than the brand of soap. And two, Dove happened to have all the best variety of soap options in one brand. Good on you, Dove. I'm sure you'll do great. Spoiler alert, Dove does not do great. Now, as for the bacterial cultures, we have one more lesson to go through. So, basically I did all the work for this episode. Can we just take a minute to recognize the fact that Matthew just sat on the couch? Look at him. He's just sitting on the couch there the whole time. Jeez.
I had a lot to learn this episode.
These are Petri dishes. They're set up with.
Now that Stephanie mentioned it, right? I'm just going to focus on that pad on the left side of the screen.
A material in here called agar, which is basically a just very bacteria-friendly layer. It's food for bacteria. So if there's any bacteria that comes off of your leg, you can swab it onto here and see if it'll grow. So we'll just be nestling these little guys after we swab our legs and putting them in our unair-conditioned attic where they can, just have a nice little sauna growth party up there for a couple of days.
Yep, you heard that one right. We are going to be asking our employees to shower in front of us on camera, old hat on this channel, but then we're going to be asking them to culture cells from their legs so we can see how much bacteria is living and breeding off of them.
It's going to be great.
Matt Pat talk!
It's not awkward at all. Oh wait, we need legs.
We need legs.
Legs!
Legs!
Anyone have legs?
Legs! Oh my gosh!
There's legs, baby!
We have legs. And more than just legs, we're heads.
All right, so
High legs and high heads.
without any further ado, now that we've got 2, 4, 6, 8 legs at our disposal and 4 soaps to test, it's time to throw people into the mud bath. You think I'm joking, but I'm not.
Correct, live action Matthew. We're indeed throwing ourselves legs first into a good old-fashioned kiddie pool filled with grade A mud straight from my garden. We literally sent Amy and cameraman Justin out back to dig up some dirt, throw it in the kiddie pool, and then hose it down to make mud, which they did remarkably enthusiastically, and Amy had a blast, getting full-on nature witch on the back patio.
Do you think this is what they use for spas?
I think that's a question for a future episode, so before we can hop into the luxurious mud bath being prepared for us, we need to talk about swabs. We are getting all the samples our science-loving hearts can handle. Each person will be doing a total of 5 swabs. Our control swab to see what a base starting point is, a dirty swab once we've gotten all coated in gunk, a swab after rinsing our bodies with water but before using any soap, just to see how clean gravity and water alone can get us. And then 1 final swab per leg, which will each be using a different soap. That way we'll get a total of 2 swabs per soap type. Like last time, we're taking into account the hairy and shaved leg variable by pairing up a hairy and a smooth leg for each of our tests. Matthew and I will be testing the OGs of soap, the bar and the plain body wash, 1 per leg. Amy and Josiah will be testing the fancy ones, the exfoliating soap and the foaming soap. And with all of
Another word for fancy is expensive. Luxurious, but expensive.
that exposition out of the way, it's finally time for our first swab of the day, the control. We all took special care to hit the key areas, ankles, thighs, calves, and the all-important behind the knee pit, if you will. Then we swabbed up and labeled our petri dishes, taking special care to keep them sterile and separate. Then, with all those sealed and stored in a safe place, which was actually our attic, it was time for the mud.
So, introducing our dirt pool.
Tubbo Mud.
This is our pilot episode of the new channel that we're going to be launching, which is a YouTuber mud wrestling theory. You've seen Creator Clash, now try
Tub of Mud theory episode.
We should have thought about that ahead of time.
My whole life flashed before my eyes, and I could come up with nothing.
Non-existent event.
Creator crud!
And so, with our new creative venture all planned out, it was actually time to get some mud on some legs. Up first, me, who was hoping I would look like a cool person in a mud bath at a spa, but I actually looked more like Babe.
If I close my eyes, I can imagine that I'm in a high-end spa instead of in a plastic baby pool using my own topsoil to like make my legs grow.
I will.
And if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? But if you close your eyes.
Have you know that if we were in Los Angeles right now, this would be like $250.
This would cost a lot of money.
And with that, let the mud slathering begin. I opted for the grab and splat, which I felt like was a really efficient technique for getting all gooped up, but not everyone was a believer, so I had to demonstrate on someone else.
Is that all you're doing? Are you gonna get like the rest of you?
Here. You want more dirt? There you go. Y'all set?
Oh, such a loving couple, I guess.
Enough for you? Good. Now.
Now I let it sit and it exfoliates me.
With Matthew's face now covered in mud and ready to bake in the hot summer sun, we took my dirty leg swabs and moved on to the next volunteer. Amy!
There are so many rocks.
It was a very rocky garden, okay?
Yes, it is.
When you're also just, fun fact for everyone who ever wants to make a fence, you want to mix your soil or your ground earth with some level of pea pebble or light gravel
That's such a dad knowledge, man. I'm interested.
in order to maintain a solid foundation to hold down your posts. This is very important knowledge for all of you. Again, this is a style fashion channel.
With Amy equipped for her new life as a
I just love it that Matt is like, here's some dad knowledge that you'll be interested, and I'm interested. Me. Meanwhile, she's like,
mud influencer, we swabbed and then brought in Josiah, everyone's favorite basement-dwelling shower guy from the last episode.
So Josiah here, as you can clearly tell, is representing the other half of this experiment, which is hairy legs. Because again, with all of these shower episodes, there's always the variable of smooth, clean-shaven legs versus the hairy legs that just hold on to the gunk, right? And you can even see it right now.
These hairy Italian legs.
I feel you, man.
Yeah, Steph over in the corner. I feel you, yeah. Wait, Amy too? Where all my Czechoslovakians at?
I'm part Czech.
Yeah!
The worst high five in history. Take two.
Oh no, that was so. That's one of those memes that just goes down in history.
Matthew has it written in the script here that we're all just going to forget that this happened, right? And he's going to move on, and the internet's going to forget. But I know the internet never forgets. Go make a meme. Go make a meme now. Let's move on and
it's like, please forget. Meanwhile, Stephanie like, go make a meme now.
swab again.
Perfect. Okay, I think you're all set.
All right.
So with that, here we go. Let me load it up. Oh man, look at all the little buddies that are gonna be growing off of here. Last but certainly not least, it's my turn. And I gotta admit, I'm a little bit disappointed that everyone did not get muddier. We make a whole tub of mud and no one like goes to town on it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's me. I'm doing that. That's my role in this.
While I appreciate Matthew's deep dedication to this episode, he did make one crucial mistake.
Get in there. Oh yeah. Nice.
You know we're not testing shampoo.
Wait, we're not testing shampoo? I was wondering why everyone was just getting their legs dirty. I'm like, we already did the shower on your legs episode. Oh, well, now you'll find out whether or not the soap can clean your whole body. Because that's what I gotta figure out too.
Oh, Matthew, you sweet summer child. You have no idea. But that meant it was time to get back in the shower, and that also means it's time for you to hit the subscribe button to join the nearly 2 million people already part of the Style Theory community. Can you believe that?
More than 2 million now. And subscribe. Thank you. Like seriously, thank you so much.
2 million? That's so many. If you join, you won't miss any of our epic hygiene saga. You'll learn how to wash like every part of your body, including probably eventually your hair. We're gonna test how
What are you trying to say?
often you should actually wash your jeans and the best way to shave, and we might tell you to throw away your makeup again. It's gonna be awesome. You can join the community for
No, not again.
all that and more at the low cost of hitting the subscribe button. Do it with your finger. Do it with your
Subscribe.
nose. Do it with any part of your body you want. They'll all be clean and they'll all
Law.
be subscribed.
All right, so now that we're all sufficiently dirty, we're gonna get clean. But
Well, most likely you.
first, before we use any soap, we're gonna try to get a sample of our legs after just getting washed with pure water and see what that does. And then from there, we can judge whether the soap actually makes our legs cleaner. All right, so fire off that shower in 3, 2, 1.
Wait a minute, let's take a look at Stephanie's expression back then. Her reaction video.
First, before we use any soap, we're gonna
Awesome. You can join the community for all that and more at the low cost of hitting the subscribe
Subscribe.
button. Do it with your finger. Do it with your nose. Do it with any part of your body you want. They'll all be clean and they'll all be subscribed.
All right, so now that we're all sufficiently dirty, we're gonna get clean. But first, before we use any soap, we're gonna try to get a sample of our legs after just getting washed with pure water and see what that does. And then from there, we can judge whether the soap actually makes our legs cleaner. All right, so fire off that shower in 3,
Stephanie is like,
2, 1, go. Super chilly.
Now, you got a lot of shower footage in the last episode, and this time functioned pretty much the same, so we can speed through it a bit. Matthew and I were up first, testing out the soap bar on our left legs and the plain body wash on our right legs. Much like last time, we first let the water rinse over our bodies with no soap or anything, so we could take our pure water rinse swabs once we felt like we'd rinsed as much of the dirt off as we could. Even so, you could still see the mud stains on our skin, proving that the water couldn't get everything. I'm really curious to see what that looks like in our petri dishes later. And while the lingering stains on our legs were concerning for our previous theory, I was more concerned about the state of our drain. Hoping we had some room in the production budget for some extra strength Drano, I still knew we needed to shower in the name of science.
So, to be totally honest, we were potty training my son during COVID, and so the hand washing song I use is actually a song about sitting on the toilet. It goes, I'm sitting on the toilet like a prince or a princess on the throne. And then it goes on. But for copyright reasons, we probably can't play the rest.
Honestly, I'm even afraid to play that much. The wiggles are vicious. But after a long, long time of Matthew getting the gunk out of every crevice of his body, we felt clean enough to take our swabs, one for each of our newly cleansed legs. Amy and Josiah were up next, and they had a very unique way of remembering which leg needed which soap.
You have to remember. You go exfoliate, foam. Exfoliate, foam. Exfoliate, foam.
And I thought Matthew and I were the nerds around here. Just looks like they're trying to start a new dance trend. What is this, TikTok?
Exfoliate, foam. Exfoliate, foam.
Like in round one, they did a water rinse while we gave the play-by-play.
So Stephanie, how do you feel after your shower? Do you feel like you've just underwent a spa treatment?
I feel pretty great, actually. Both of my legs feel good. I think my left leg feels a little bit better, actually, and that was the bar soap, which is
agree.
not what I was expecting.
We'll unpack that in just a minute after we get the rest of our samples. After diligently swabbing my own employees' legs, they hopped back in the shower, and I have to say, I'm a little jealous that they got to try the fancy soaps. Take a look at that sweet foam pumping action. So foamy, so fancy. I'm very proud of Amy. She really went to town.
yeah, so foamy, so fancy, so luxurious, so expensive. Expensive.
Opting for a double scrub technique to work off the mud stains. Josiah, on the other hand, went for a massaging motion to work in a good lather. Post-shower, Amy was still feeling like some concerning stinging.
Everything is just a little smart, which I think is from all of the sand particles, all of the quartz that you said was in your sand, all of the twigs and stuff that already like exfoliated my leg while applying the mud. Means that everything going on top is just giving me a sting.
Wouldn't it be ironic if this entire experiment, the mud, was actually the thing that did the best cleaning? If it was the mud that exfoliated our legs well enough and that the
dried
soap
them out.
and the soap did nothing? Wouldn't that be amazing?
Little did he know. Oh, little did he know. So after this moment, we took
Oh, that was called foreshadowing. And they did twice.
all our swabs, wrapped them up safely in clean, sterile towels, and stored them in our hot, stuffy attic for several days. No one disturbed them, nothing messed with them, they just grew, however much they wanted to grow. Happy little bacterium. 5 days later, it was time to bring them back down and analyze the results. And I can't make this up, friends, you just have to see it for yourselves. And we're about to get really candid, so everyone just hold on.
Okay, so we just set up the bacterial cultures and lined them up based on person, based on like what we did. Not only is it disgusting, it is also completely unexpected. I had to call in everyone so we could get live reactions to this because I don't think anyone predicted what we wound up seeing in these cultures. General reaction, this is disgusting, and a lot more disgusting than I expected, right? So if you look, you have like the Amy control and you have the Josiah control, right? These are what bacterial cultures are supposed to look like. Like, this is what I was expecting.
This was our base leg.
Like the baseline for it is like a common control. Control is like the foundational. It's like everyday him, her.
Yeah, this was you
normal.
pre-shower,
Normal.
pre-dirtying, pre-anything, right?
Yes.
This is just the basic level of bacteria on your leg. And this is what a bacterial culture looks like, right? It is just a couple of dots and they get bigger or smaller depending on,
Yes.
you know, how big the culture is, right? But then you look across every other one in our test, soaped, non-soaped, rinsed, dirty, whatever, and all of them are just overrun with these massive cultures. Like, this is Stephanie freshly out of the mud, and this is Stephanie after having soaped.
This soap.
Yeah, after a full wash, after a full rinse,
With the full 20-second song, we did everything.
and the whole thing is covered in bacterial cultures. But before we get to kind of that, let's just talk about the first lineup here, which is the controls. Very clearly, I have the dirtiest legs.
This is Matt's control.
Yeah.
There is so much happening in this petri dish compared to like Josiah's control.
Yeah, I feel called out relative to Josiah's call.
What was
Wait, why? Why? It's supposed to be control. It should be your everyday common humdrum leg.
different about you?
Normally I would say that, oh, it's because I haven't taken a shower in a week.
But temperature, clothing, furniture, environment. Maybe you have a son, that's why your son will hug your leg. Maybe.
reward myself for finishing scripts and work and whatever with like a late night shower. And that's
Yes.
like my, like, I did it, I can close out the day, I feel fresh and good, and I'm ready to start the next day. And so there are days where I don't have one, but I know for a fact that I had a shower literally a couple hours before that one.
Yeah, and I had a shower the night before.
And same with me.
So one of these
Okay.
things is not like the
Okay.
others.
So, did you do anything really dirty that day?
Before jumping into a
before
pool?
jumping into the mud pit?
No, certainly not.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Maybe your child hugs you. Like hug you, like it's like daddy, daddy, papa, papa, I love you so much. Give me a hug. Maybe.
So,
Why are my legs so gross? I feel called out.
so-
I feel so seen in this moment.
so here's the thing, right? Josiah was wearing shorts today.
Yeah.
On the day of this experiment, so was I.
Oh man.
Stephanie, who's while she has more cultures in this,
Yeah.
was wearing a dress.
Huh.
You were the only one wearing, like you are today, jeans.
I wear jeans like every day.
Yeah, you wear jeans every day.
No way. So this is
How often do you wash your jeans?
It varies, honestly.
That's a whole other episode.
That's a whole,
That's a whole other thing.
But knowing that this
Is what's hiding in your jeans?
well, and not just hiding in my jeans, but like is literally the difference between shorts or skirt versus wearing pants. That's nuts. So I'm starting at a higher baseline, and I'm fairly confident that you're right about
Yes.
that. But then, how do you?
Oh my gosh. Amy, you're a genius. I didn't expect that. I honestly didn't expect that.
Explain the rest of this, right? So as you go down the line, obviously the cultures blow up. To be honest, I'm surprised by this, right? Like, we designed this experiment, and I didn't know what to expect coming out of a muddy tub, right? I'm like, oh, you're gonna get a lot of surface dirt, but like, really, is that gonna be implanting a lot of
Yeah.
bacteria and like microscopic organisms and whatever onto your leg? I was skeptical about it, but man,
Now, how'd you feel about having that on your face?
I hadn't even thought about that, Josiah.
in your ear.
It really.
Yep. Thank you, Josiah, for mentioning about that. Thank you, Josiah. Thank you.
Oh no! You know, it really makes me second guess all the tingling that we were talking
Yeah.
about. We're like, oh, it's
It was-
tingling. Oh, it's making my face feel so alive. It's exfoliating.
So, okay, and this also brings up just one question that now I have.
It was literally the bacteria eating off my face.
We talked about like doing an episode where we have the theorist spa. How dirty are those mud baths that you're in? Like, how much bacteria is in there if this is like normal mud? What mud do they use?
There are so many questions coming out of this
I-
episode.
Oh, yeah.
This is the episode that spawned the next year of content for us. I love style theory. I love
Oh, bro, you retired next year. Okay, so this video came out last year in 2023. Right now it's 2024. You retired, sir. You retired.
Our theories in general, but like style theory, food theory, have been able to accomplish these tests that I've always been curious about and have always wanted to see done and have never been done. And it is making me question literally every product that I buy, which is kind of bad and kind of scary, but also I feel so much more empowered as a consumer because I'm like, oh, they're just selling me crap.
Yep.
Which I think is starting to get into the results here, Darius.
And I think that's my cue to take over. No offense, live action Matthew, but your shock and awe make for really messy recaps. So let's talk about what we're really seeing. After our
Thank you so much, VO Stephanie. Thank you.
cultures blow up at the mud pit with our dirty leg sample, the next in line is our clean water rinse. This is more or less what we did for our Do You Need to Wash Your Legs episode, letting the water just take off the dirt, and shockingly we see a big difference here. The cultures, while still very bacteria-ridden, are definitely cleaner than our initial dirty swab in the mud bath. And that right there is the key for understanding the rest of our results. Because when we moved down to the next 2 rows where we used soap, things got dirtier. All of a sudden, there were more cultures, not less. We expected to see something more like our starting control with sparse, contained cultures. Instead, we see a whole ecosystem developing in the petri dishes. At first, I thought maybe it was the microbes living in our own shower water, but that actually can't be it. The water rinse swabs use the same water. We also swabbed in the same locations on our leg every time, so again, not it. And as far as we know, it wasn't bacteria on the soap because everything was opened fresh for this experiment. So, seriously, what's going on here?
Now we add on soap, and it got worse. Our legs got dirtier after we rinsed them, which makes me wonder what is wrong with the soap. Like, what is going on with the soap? Did we just moisturize the bacteria?
Why?
Oh, wait. I get the reference point on the start of video and the middle of video. What if the mud is cleaner than the soap?
Yeah.
Did the soap not do the one job?
I love this. Dove is different. It does not dry your skin like ordinary soap. It also does not clean your skin like ordinary soap, apparently. Or maybe not. Maybe all soap is bunk at this point. We have to do another episode of this because we standardized this to all be Dove soaps because we wanted it, the only variable, to be the style of soap that you were washing with. But really, I feel like now we need to test different styles of soap because are all of them not getting your legs clean?
Soap should still be soap.
So, right?
Right?
Soap should still be soap, and soap should get your legs cleaner as
just water.
opposed to dirtier. Yeah, the water worked better than the soap. This reminds me of the detergent episode where we determined that there are some detergents that clean your clothes and there are some that don't, that only remove the stains from your clothes. There seems to be a difference in the hygiene world and in the personal cleaning world between products that actually get you clean and literally kill bacteria and viruses and things like that, and products that are just there to make you smell nice and remove surface stains. And I think that is the shock that I have in this. When I buy soap, I expect it to clean and sanitize me. But I don't think that's the case anymore. So anyway,
the darkest timeline.
Anyway, yeah, this is
The game theory episode, sorry, game theory reference. The darkest timeline.
clearly we're in the darkest of timelines. So I'm gonna toss it over to Steph now, who hopefully can explain some of the ingredients back here and hopefully validate or come to some scientific conclusion about just our initial reactions here and what might be going on. So take it away, Steph. Please explain this chaos to us.
Oh my gosh, the camera angle it's not good. The camera focus is not good, sorry.
Welcome back to Steph's Science Corner, where I'm about to
Welcome back. Hi.
ruin your day, or rather your soap is. When we last left off, I talked about how soap has one job, just one, which is to get you clean. But it turns out that soaps, like people, are more complex than we think. And
You have one job! One job! Come on!
right now, soap is going through a bit of an identity crisis. You see, it all depends on your definition of clean. Soap has always been about washing away dirt, but after COVID, society suddenly became very aware of the tiny microscopic world around us. And for the first time, consumers started to think again about what clean actually means. Suddenly, expectations of soap went from the basic wash away the dirt to protect me from all dirt, including microscopic contamination. But all soaps weren't quite ready to live up to that, which leads us to what happened today. Let's compare the beauty bar and washes we use today to Dove's other line of have care and protect versions. Overall, we see pretty similar ingredients: oils for moisturizing, glycerin for keeping the body wash body washing, acids and sodiums that create that cat dog effect we keep talking about. So what's the key factor that makes the care and protect line antibacterial? It seems to be this one ingredient here: benzalkonium chloride, which is an antibacterial preservative more commonly found in hand sanitizers and, surprisingly, eye drops. This one chemical is providing a 1-2 punch to the bacteria on your skin, so why not use it all the time in your normal soap? Well, Dove's big thing is how it nourishes your skin, and benzalkonium chloride can have a very drying effect. So not exactly what the beauty editors who helped design Dove products are going for, I guess. And listen, Dove has a history of getting in trouble for not living up to the claims in its marketing, so while I can make a scientific guess that benzalkonium chloride would make a difference, without doing another test ourselves, I'm not sure I can fully believe it. In short, our question now is what soaps are actually getting us clean and not just leaving our legs looking like this horror story. Obviously, there are medical grade soaps meant for athletes to prevent the growth of things like athlete's foot, but what about your normal washes? Can anything help, or are we now all forced to look closer at the ingredients in every product we buy? Honestly, that'll have to be a series of tests we do on another day, because while it might seem like we need to throw out all of our soap, remember at the start of this episode, none of us had specifically gone out and used antibacterial products, and yet Amy, Josiah, and Matthew and I all started out with very clean and normal.
Oh, maybe not, Matt. It does not.
Control tests. So I'm not satisfied in saying that the only good soap is one that calls itself antibacterial, but I do think that this topic goes way deeper than any of us could have predicted. Is it just Dove doing a bad job at being soap while making us also like a sweet, moist home for bacteria? Would their antibacterial products have even given a different result? Would any soap give a different result? And what is hiding in Matthew's jeans during the initial test that made it worse than everyone else's? Those are all great questions for our next episode in this soap saga. Tell us in the comments what soap and hygiene questions you think we should tackle next. Lather up the subscribe button and make sure you're around next time we have the all corporate mandated shower time. And as always, remember, that's just a theory, a style theory. Keep looking sharp. And if you've missed any of our previous Dirty Deep Dives, you can catch yourself up right now. Click the box to the right to see our first shower episode about whether you need to wash your legs at all. Or click the box to the left to find out how your laundry detergent is not getting your clothes as clean as you thought. Blech. Until next time, see ya!
Oh, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's very intriguing and informative, and it raises a lot more questions than I believe both of us have. All of us have, right? 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 Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see my next video. But hey, there's just a theory. A style theory. Keep looking sharp. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Thank you so much. Subscribe. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Bye-bye.